Hey, how you doing? Today's topic is, can you make money with a Harbor Freight Welder? This is the MIG Max 215 by Vulcan. You get these at Harbor Freight for, I believe they're 1,200 bucks or 12.99. At the end of this video, I'll do a little demonstration. I'll clean up some metal. Um, yeah, so you can see what it sounds like, what it looks like. This is kind of for the guy that's wanting to start a welding business, or maybe you're a hobbyist or something. You want to get into a welder that can get the job done and doesn't kill you on your budget. I want to start by saying that I'm not sponsored by Harbor Freight. They don't send me anything. I bought this welder on my own. Actually, I'll tell you the story of how I actually got this welder. I was uh, I was in halfway through a tiny home trailer build, a 10 by 30, so big giant trailers. I had 5 of them to do. Halfway through the first one, I was running my little Lincoln 210 MP, I think it's called, and that's pretty much the direct competitor with this welder. And like an idiot, I was running it off of 110 because you're supposed to be able to, and it burned up. It burned up the motherboard. At the time, that welder was only 1,300 bucks. The motherboard was 1,200 bucks. So I was in a complete panic. I had no money. This is early in the business, and actually asked the customer for a loan out of my check that was going to come from the trailers. So I ran the Harbor Freight. He bought me this welder, and it made it all through 5 trailers with this. Um, it was actually it welded. It felt like it welded exactly the same as the Lincoln. I did notice that, um, the parts are a little cheaper. The Stinger, I mean, it's not like the most high quality stuff that you can buy. It's not a Lincoln. It's definitely not a Miller. I mean, the ground is cheap and it's wired into the machine, which I hate because you can't take it off when you need to move things around. But the machine works well. Now the money may, and I was really only expecting this machine to make it through the 5 trailers, and I was gonna buy myself another Lincoln. I like that machine. It lasted about 3 years. Here we are, 6 years later. 6 years. I would say this machine right here has probably made uh $250,000, $1,200 welder. In the 6 years that I've had it, I've had to replace the stinger and the ground. This is the second ground, second stinger. I think this stinger is like, or this whip, I'm not sure what you call them, gun, MIG gun. I think that thing was like 55 bucks. The ground's like 15 bucks. I mean, it's all the parts are super cheap for it. Like I said, it just, if you're trying to get into the business and you want to start with something that's simple, and I mean, it has a nice, really simple drive roller setup. I did notice that the settings that they give you here, they don't do anything. You have to set this machine up how you want it to feel. So you just, basically set yourself up a little coupon and mess with the settings until you feel like it welds good. If you know what you're looking at when you look at a weld, you can tell if it's a good weld or a bad weld. I'm laying down the same type of welds I was with the Lincoln as with this thing. I'm not the best MIG welder in the world. I'm not the best welder in the world, but yeah, for the money, I see these things on Facebook Marketplace for like 600 bucks. You need a bottle. You need something to power. I'm currently running. This is in my little dungeon underneath my house that I'm doing some work in right now. But I'm just running this off the dryer plug 220. So like I said, this is not a Lincoln. This is not a Miller. This is like more of the top of the line Harbor Freight stuff. I wouldn't recommend buying a welder that only runs off of 110. It's just not going to have the power, especially if you're doing work for other people, not just yourself. You want something that can weld up to like a 1/4 inch at least. A 1/4 inch is kind of pushing it for this machine, but it does it all day, especially if you do a little preheating and whatnot. You can definitely make money with this thing if you know what you're doing. You don't have to go out and buy the best stuff. You can work your way up to the best stuff. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have nice equipment. Definitely the better equipment is going to get you a nicer product in the end, especially when you learn how to use that stuff. It's just typically a little easier to use. You don't have to work as hard to make it work right. It usually has built-in settings. Like the Lincoln had a little a little screen. And the other, they have a digital version of this machine, and it might have all that stuff, but it just sets everything for you. But it works great. I've had it for 6 years now. It's made me tons of money, and yeah, been really happy with it. So let's go ahead and do that demo, and I'll show you what it sounds like and what it looks like. So I mean, is that going to weld you any? Is that going to win you any prestigious welding awards? Probably not, but it's hard to tell here. But you can see it wet in pretty nice on the edges. Not terrible. I got a little far apart right here. Got a little bit of a low spot, but that's just me. That's not the welder. I mean, look how nice that wet in there. It's all wet in properly. This is just some practice speed setting the machine up because I hadn't set it up in a while, but I mean, it welds great, man. It's easier to run your business and a lot less stressful if you don't have a bunch of debt to your business. If you could just buy everything that you need to buy in cash, work your way up to better tools, work your way up to the proper tools. A lot of times I would do a job, and I still do this. I got a good job coming up, and I need a certain tool. I just factor that into my, okay, this is going to be part of my job cost. I'm going to go ahead and buy this tool. It might cost me $800, but I know I'm going to make $5,000 on this job. I'm going to go ahead and buy that tool, and now I have that tool for the rest of my business life. I mean, the more debt you have, the lot more stress you have. Just keep it simple, man. Just keep it light. Try not to have a bunch of debt to your business, and it'll be a lot easier to survive. So I hope that helped you. I encourage you to start your business or whatever. If you just want to get into welding, it's a great machine. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by Harbor Freight or anything like that. So thank you for watching. If you want to see the Harbor Freight TIG in action, go ahead and watch this video. I use the Harbor Freight TIG and do some aluminum with that, and it works pretty good too. So check it out.